Appreciate you again, man.
Yeah, man.
All right. Here we go. Oh shit. Did I for real close? Here we go. Pick apart the passion. Pick apart the passion. Pick the passion. Pick passion. Pick apart the passion. Pick apart the passion. 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 Pick apart the passion. Passion. Yeah. Welcome to Pick Apart the Passion podcast. I'm your host, Tayamu Denku. This is brought to you by Jab Kai Media, Cypher Den Music. Shouts to my dude Rambunctious, the creator of the show. And tonight we have a very, very, very special guest. I consider him a homie of mine because I've known him. I've worked with him as well. This is Vast Aire Cannibal Ox. How are you doing, Vast?
Peace, peace. Much love to everybody tuning in. Much love to Denku. Yo, shout out to the team, Crimson Guards, IGC Records in full effect. Cannibal Ox, we here, 2021. Let's talk. Let's build.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's great. It's great to have you on here. I mean, there's one story I was thinking about when I knew I was going to have you on the show. I don't even know if you remember this. You probably do though, because you have a long history of things. The first time I ever played a show with you that I met you in the personal was either 2008, 2009 in New York. We played a spot called Southpaw, which is no longer there. And
oh my God.
And it was the Yule Prague Fest that
you dropping history right now.
Oh yeah. That Uncommon NASA used to put on yearly, right?
Yep.
And you were the headliner. There was mad dope artists on that show. I was with my group Wastelands at the time. And
wow, yeah, Wasteland.
Yeah. And we played that show, but it was you on that show. Masai was on that show. Carnage was on that show. Despot was on that show. Homeboy Sandman was on that show. The Presence was on that show. There was a lot of I'm pretty sure Metro even showed up. Like there was so many people in the building that night. It was crazy. Kenyatta was in the building. That's the first time I met him in person. It was super dope. But the thing that's the crazy thing that I remember about that show is we're chilling down in the green room, right? I walk upstairs. I go, we're getting ready to go on because we were one of the early acts. We were getting ready to go on. I come up from the green room. And then my dude, Short Fuse, comes up later on. And he's like, you're not going to believe what just happened. I was like, oh, you were in the green room for a minute. You were kicking it with Bast and them or whatever. He was like, I was there for a little bit. But the crazy thing that happened was I got to the top of those narrow ass steps and I fell all the way down those motherfuckers. And Bass looked over me and said, bro, did you just fall down all the stairs? Are you okay? and literally, he's like, this is right before we go on. Like we were like, literally, it was the next 2 minutes we went on stage and I'm like,
I vaguely remember that. Like it was a crazy night. And I just remember like looking at dude, like, did you just literally tumble? You know what I mean?
God, that was like 15 steps in that joint going downstairs.
it was crazy. It was crazy. I was just like, damn.
But
It's
yeah,
the,
but yeah, that's and that was my first time ever meeting you was at that show. And that thing right there stands out to me so much because because I remember him telling me like, man, it was so cool kicking it with Vast in the green room, but you were not gonna believe what happened. And he tells me this. I'm like, dog, are you for real? He's like, yes. He's like, yeah, man. And then he shows me his back. He's got like his whole back was like bruised. I was like, how are you even standing right now? It's crazy.
I caught like the end of it. So I wasn't sure if he fell the whole way. Oh man, that was too much. That was too much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy shit right
yeah.
there.
Much respect. Much respect.
But okay, so that's a little bit of me and you. But I want to know because I mean, we've worked together, but I'm also a fan. I'm also a fan of Canox. I'm a fan of your lyricism, your bars, the things that you do on the microphone.
Oh
And
yeah, you know, much respect throughout the years, you know, and you've been mad consistent, dropping mad projects throughout the years. So people just need to recognize, you know what I mean? There's enough material out there, you know?
yeah, man. How far back does it go? Because obviously, my first introduction to Vast Air is the Cold Vein record. When Def Jux was popping at its beginning peak level, right?
Yeah,
But how but
that's clearly not my first project, but
mm-hmm.
um how far back? I would say um the Adams fam put out a project called the persecution of hip hop.
Hmm.
So if you go that far back, that's like 99.
Okay.
So that's like an official project. Before that, it just would have been like mixtapes and talent shows and just rhyming on other people's beats and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, being in New York, you must have been around a lot of that real early. So when would you think you found that hip hop was like the passion for you, like writing, like lyricism?
I started writing at 10
Mm.
directly. I remember directly. Big Daddy Kane was a huge influence on me. Um, and you know, a few groups at the time, but Big Daddy Kane. After Ain't No Half Stepping, it was like I'm writing. I knew I
Mm.
was writing at that moment. I was 10 at the time, 1988. So yeah, that's when I started really zeroing in and rhyming. Um, yeah, 10 years old, 1988. I was in Queens at the time.
Okay.
Um, had just relocated from the Bronx. Yeah,
That's
man.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm those who don't know, I was born in Mount Vernon, which is right outside of the Bronx. Grew up in the Bronx, migrated to Queens. From Queens, I went to Harlem. So Harlem and Brooklyn is where I became a man. So, you know,
Okay.
um, but my beginnings start with Mount Vernon, the Bronx, and Queens. So I started rhyming in Jamaica, Queens, 1988. Yeah, man. Ain't no half stepping. Word up.
History right there. Speaking on Big Daddy Kane, So you must already think Big Daddy Kane's got the next verses in the bag then, right?
Oh, that's in the bag. That's bag. That's bag tagged, wrapped. This is. I love you, KRS-One. I love you to death, and I will attend your funeral. All right, now that's
There it is, right there, right there.
sorry. I'm sorry. People can talk what they want. If KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane are in front of each other, it's gonna be phenomenal. But in the end, Kane wins. Big Daddy Kane. That's all I have to say.
I mean, if they're basing it on performance wise, right, and not like because they're going to be performing, right? Because I'm pretty sure those are two legends that aren't going to let it be like, like a lot of the verses are people just rapping over their vocals. These cats are legendary. I've seen Big Daddy Kane perform. He kills his show. I've seen KRS-One perform. Yeah, he does his thing. I mean, it's gonna be good for me. I'm gonna enjoy it.
It's gonna be an amazing event. I think it's special. I think this is. I think this might be the most important verses that we've had.
Yeah.
I would say since RZA and Premier. Like this is the most.
Yep.
This is important.
That's how I feel about it.
To be honest, there is no loser. Okay, we're gonna hear all this great music. We're gonna be blown away. Our mouths are gonna be like, "Wow, that's hip hop." And a new group, a whole new group of a whole new generation is gonna be like, "Oh, that's what my brother listened to," or
Yep.
that's what my dad listened to. And I think that's going to be phenomenal.
It's a very good thing for hip hop because a lot of the new age nowadays, I feel like what they're doing is they're not going back to learn the history. They're just jumping right into it, thinking that I want to be a part of the rap game because it gets me this and it gets me that and it brings me some kind of maybe fame or whatever. I don't think they look back and know where the history comes from. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all. And that's why this will give them a chance, and more events like this, pardon me. It's not only this event, but it's all of these events in combination. It's gonna help in the long run. This is a culture, so you can't just tell someone, you know, uh, people grew up on some of these artists' music. So you can't
Yeah.
act like because they're not in the top 40 right now that they're not relevant. You know what I mean? Both of those artists are extremely important to the culture, and there is no real loser. Um, I just have my preference, and that's Big
Yeah.
Daddy Kane.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And obviously you telling me how far back you go in your start and mentioning Big Daddy Kane. I pretty much already knew that was who you were going to go with. But let's talk about the beginning of Cannibal Ox. Let's talk about um I want to know things that I never fully knew, right? Because I don't, I dig around, I look at some kind of interview things here and there every once in a while. Um, when I was in was out when I was out at Scribble Jam in 2003, I had already had the Ox record. I actually bought it when it first came out, not really knowing what I was gonna get at first, because but it was worldwide at the start. Like it was like I copped that joint in Best Buy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
definitely. Yeah.
like like it was everywhere. So I'm at Scribble Jam '03. We're chilling at this little hole in the wall hotel spot where all the MCs would go that were in the battle and all that shit. And I swear to God, that entire weekend in '03, this is 2 years after the record came out, because it came out in '01. It's 2 years after, and I'm constantly hearing that record on repeat in the parking lot while people are ciphering, while people are playing music. I'm
Oh
hearing it.
yeah. Oh
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
The record came out in 2001, but it really blew up towards the end of 2002, 2003. Um, and I think that was from the momentum of the buildings falling.
Mm,
So the album was out, then the buildings fell, rest in peace, WTC forever. The buildings fell, and then it was like, oh, this album fits the soundtrack of what's going on. So there
mm.
was a resurgence of the album. Um, and Def Jux was making a nice amount of noise at the time. So, you know, when your album starts to die down, your man's album come out and it brings light to your album again, and everyone's running around. So that momentum was a beautiful thing at the time.
Yeah, man. I mean, and it was an amazing record for underground, independent, and the thing is, it's probably one of the major classic joints that was out as far as you know independent hip hop at that time. I feel like that was the first record that I heard in so many spots, and it's definitely held its own over the years. I still play the joints off it. I still freestyle over the instrumentals. Um, it's just a great project altogether. So when
It's definitely a powerful project. And I'm extremely humbled and proud that it got received the way it did. We worked real hard on that album.
Mhm.
Um, we had a vision, we had a goal, and that's how we are with all of our projects. At least that's how I am. I gotta see the vision, I gotta see the goal. And once I see where it's supposed to be, I just lock in, I zero in, and yeah, that's always gonna be an important project. Always. I have
Yeah.
so many, I have so many projects and I'm attached to different ones, for different reasons. And that is just a real unique album. And it will last the test of time, definitely.
Yeah. So your first solo record that came out after that, um the Look Mom,
Look,
Look Mom,
mom,
No
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 hands.
Hands.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that record? There's actually some joints on there. I think it's Why is the Sky Blue, I think is one of my favorites on there.
I I I love Look Mom No Hands. It's one of those unique projects that I just spoke about. It was a unique time. I was experimenting, working with a lot of people, and yeah. Uh, Years later, it's a classic. I love it to death. Um, Shout out to everybody that worked with me on that. You know, my man T1, V Mega, the Juggernauts, Madlib, uh, Ayatollah. Like
Hmm.
the list can just, I worked with a lot of Jake One.
Didn't
Shout out
Beat Miners did a joint on there too, right?
Beat Miners, Aesop Rock, um, you know, um, Team Hami, Poison Pen. Yo, it's like of course, my brother, word up, MF Doom, word up. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just have mad, you know. Oh, and speaking of that, I'm gonna be re-releasing the Super Friends as a vinyl, a limited vinyl.
Oh shit.
So look out for that. I grouped all of the remixes. We remastered them, bumped them up,
Let me
got
know.
some got some great artwork. It's coming. It's gonna come after we get in the new Ox record. I'm waiting right now on production for the new Ox record, Metal Ox. That's gonna be on vinyl. So we're waiting
Mm.
on that right now. So once that comes in, then I'm gonna be working on the re-releasing of the Super Friends. So look out for that. But
Oh yeah, definitely.
first come, first serve, Metal Ox. It's on its way. Word up.
I can't wait, man. I mean, I feel like, I mean, there was a long wait between Cold Vein and Blade of Ronin. And I actually, I was excited, man. And I actually really liked Blade of Ronin. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, it took this long," and I don't know. But the thing is like that was an amazing record to me. You know what I'm saying? I liked it.
I mean, it is what it is. I know that I make great music. So
Mhm.
I have to understand that it's great before it leaves the studio. If I know that it's great, then it's great. That's it. So we do all our checks and balances at our studio sessions. We're
Mhm.
not really concerned with critics, none of that, because time gets rid of all of that. Time. And as time goes on, Blade of the Ronin is becoming its own classic
Oh yeah.
in its own light. You know, you gotta like stuff for what it is. You know what I mean? You you might love spaghetti, but you also love peach cobbler. So you can't compare them.
Mhm. I like
You
that.
just you just enjoy them both.
Yeah, man. Yep.
You just go, yo, I love this spaghetti. And then when you done, you're like, yo, I'm about to get me some vanilla ice cream and body this peach cobbler. Boom.
There it is. There it is right there.
And
Yeah, man.
there's no arguments. It shouldn't have to be is peach cobbler better than spaghetti. No, you enjoy them both. And you know what I mean? So that's how I look at it. You know what I mean?
So,
That's how
yeah.
I look at it.
So
And
what
you can,
so
you can also bear witness that people, it takes time for people to grow with some music,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So they might hear it at first, then they hear it a year later, and they're like, why was I fronting on this?
And that's
You know what I'm-
and you know what? That's
and that's
actually
human, and that's human nature. Because if you was looking for cinnamon and I gave you caramel, it doesn't mean caramel is nasty. It just
mm,
means you were so fixated on wanting cinnamon. So this is what we do to artists, and it's not fair. Give the artist room to create.
I feel that. I feel that
And
100%.
and if you know the artist is genuine, then sit and go, what were they trying to get across? Because you know the artist is genuine.
Mm,
So just listen with your inner ear. Listen with your real self. Because sometimes you're so busy on wanting cinnamon that when I give you caramel, it throws you off and you can't respect the caramel. It doesn't mean you won't taste it tomorrow in a different mind state and be like, yo, I love caramel or caramel, however people like to pronounce it.
yeah.
I had to throw that in there because I know it was bothering somebody. Caramel or caramel. The point is, the point is that's what you remember that Zen saying, um, empty your cup,
Mm,
because
yep.
if you don't empty your cup, you're gonna have a little bit of tea in your cup. So when I share my tea with yours, it gets tainted. You have to empty your cup and rinse it out.
Mm,
Then I can put my tea in your cup. So yeah, we come on, man. After all these years, after all these years, and when people say it took a long time, what was we doing in that long time? Don't act like I
still
didn't have,
creating. Still
don't
creating.
don't act like we weren't creating.
Oh yeah.
Everything I did, Shamar was on.
Yep.
Everything.
And even Vortal put out that solo record during that time.
Vordal put out a solo record. I'm on his record. So it took a long time. Yeah, we were being artists. We were creating. You know what I mean? And it was still us. Just because it wasn't under the banner Cannibal Ox, it wasn't like it wasn't us.
Mm-hmm.
So, we just love to create what we do. We love to make great music. And we do all of the checks and balances in the studio. We are not concerned with no critic. Look at the art that we produce. Look at the artwork, the music, the quality of the merchandise.
Oh yeah.
You out your mind. We not worried about nobody. We doing us. I just came back from France, man.
Yeah. How was it? How was Europe, man? How was Europe?
Europe was amazing. I was in Belgium. I was in France. Man, I was about to hit London. Man, I was about to hit London. I ran out of time, man. I was like, let me get out of here, man.
Now, I saw that Eiffel Tower pic. I was like, man, I still got to get out there myself, man.
You got to, man. Word up. We'll go together, man.
Yeah.
Gotta get out there. Great food, great people. Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Yo, Belgium is amazing because from Belgium we can basically spring anywhere we want.
Yeah.
So once we get to Belgium, boom, we could just run around Europe.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Just
I know everything's real close out there like that. And that's super dope.
We could just hop in a train and just be like, boom, Amsterdam, boom, London, boom. It's phenomenal. I took a train to France. So I flew to Belgium, but I took a train to France. It was phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? I was working on music and I was doing a lot of press. We celebrating 20 years of Cold Vein.
Congrats to that.
Yeah, man.
So let's talk about this new shit though. This Metal Ox. I want to play a couple of the singles. The Metal Ox joint, I wanted to play that. I wanted to play the Raspberry Jelly joint. But talk about when did you guys start working on this?
Well, not too long ago, the beginning of the year, we started working on the music. Probably like the end of 2020, we started working on the new album. We actually have 2 records. So there's one record that's sitting and we're just fine tuning it. And now we're starting to finish up Excalibur because the other record is so advanced. We feel like we have to give Excalibur first to like.
I feel that.
You already know. Yo, we gotta warm you up to the new sound. So it's like we can't give them this album yet. Let's give them this album, which will prep you for the new journey. It's gonna be a beautiful journey. A lot of great music. Let's just say Good Fuel is a part of that other album. And I'm gonna leave that at that. And yeah, it's about to get real. So yeah.
That's what's up, man. Well, I'm excited about it. I hope people are excited about it because
shout out to my man Cosmic. Word up. Shout out to Cosmic. You know, we're in the labs producing some of the greatest music that we can right now. And he pushes me, I push him. And if y'all love what we are doing, man, we got some treats. We got some treats for y'all. Word up.
Yeah, man. Well, let's start there then. Let's play this Good Fuel record. Let's start there, and then we'll talk about these Can Ox tracks. Let's start with Good Fuel. We're gonna play that right now, so y'all can get a little taste. This is Vast Aire, Cosmic, Good Fuel. Pick Apart the Passion podcast. Yeah, this joint's fire right here. Check this out.
Let's walk on these walls like Turbo. For real though, that's too bold. Maybe I'm just like my mother. She's never satisfied, waiting on those dubs to cry. Then I walk on by. I wanted to give her the weight of the world in diamonds and pearls. Cause I'm a prince, my father is a king. When I get older, I'ma do my thing. We used to beef shoulder to shoulder like someone pushed me. Holes in your socks, you got no pussy. I'm talking Sky Pages with the fly beepers. All the drug dealers had the fly sneakers like Tawanda in the two-seater. The Audi 5000, yeah, I gotta get her. This year, there's only one rule. I got the tools, so you know it's good fuel. But this ain't Tupac and Omar. And don't think that rooftop is too far. New York streets, summertime, block is hot. Gangsters and gods, somebody called the cops. Like Ice-T, don't make me pop my trunk. After I scope, I see Cypher Punk. I'm ready to scalp Donald Trump. My commander-in-chief is running amok. These right-wing lobbyists can care less. It's vote for this evil or settle for less. But Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack hide the gun, don't get slick. Cause in the streets, when we trick for treats, there's no candy. There's no lawyers, and there's no taffy. This year, I got the tools, so you. There's only one rule. I got the tools, so you know it's good fuel. This year, I got the tools, so there's fuel. This year, I got the tools, so there's fuel.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's fire right there. That joint, man, it's like
Now see, that's part of the album that we was like, they not ready for this yet.
yeah.
They not ready. We were like, let's I'm telling you, we are going there. Like that's just a small taste of how we get down. And if you can't catch the undertones in how we did that beat or in how I laid the lyrics, then our music is just not meant for you. But if you hear that and it opens something up in you, be prepared. Canox is coming, yo. Word up. Be prepared.
That's what's up, man. You know what I've always loved? I always loved your bars, your lyrics, the way that you write things, where your mind goes, the way you create things that nobody else would even think to say. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
I try. I mean, I work hard. I grew up around some of the greatest lyricists that there are. And I was fortunate to be able to learn from them. And I was fortunate to be able to have like a unique voice. So with a unique voice and with some type of understanding of how to make a bar work, a lot of hard work later, and you have vast air, Cannibal Locks. I really can't even explain it.
yeah, man.
It's just a lot of trial and error, a lot of hard work. I figured out what worked for me. And then I would push myself. So this is why I have a lot of different styles, and I have a lot of different angles that I can approach.
Mm.
You know, you know, I figured out, how to work my voice, get the most out of it. I figured out how to exercise my flow, get the most out of that. And after that, you just gotta pick the dope beats and make it work. You know what I mean? You just gotta
Yeah.
make it work.
Yeah, man. I mean, you were I mean, you probably don't know this, but early on, you were definitely a influence in things that I was doing. There's actually there's producers I've worked with based off of you killing tracks with them, to be honest. Like I have an EP with Ayatollah that I haven't released. And the reason that I reached out to Ayatollah is because you killed a joint with Ayatollah. I used to pay attention back in the day. Like seriously, like you were influential in some Denku shit back in the day. It's a blessing we got to work. Maybe we'll do some more in the future. I would love to. But I'm just saying you were
Definitely.
influenced, man.
Oh, definitely. Much respect. You know what I mean? You was always, a talented dude, a humble dude, a hardworking dude, and you're consistent. You're always working. You're always pushing yourself, and you've done great music with a lot of people. Ayatollah is amazing. That's an old friend of mine. So the fact that y'all got up and y'all made up a bunch of joints, that's love. You know what I mean? Might have to crack some of those open for me to hop on.
Is
Ah,
that yo?
Big
It's
Tola. Shout out to Tola. Word up.
yeah,
Shout out
yeah.
to Tola. I'm gonna hit you this week. We was trying to build before I went to Europe. I love that dude, man. And he's such a creative dude, very underrated, like very underrated, but trust me, you're 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 sitting at home jamming his joints, and it's like this dude is amazing, yo. I have mad stuff with him, and we just be like, yo, we gotta release this, we gotta release that. So like I'm definitely trying to rekindle that vibe with Ayatollah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 man.
Definitely, man. He's a fucking genius. Shout out to my homie. I'ma hit you. We be on Instagram. Word up. All the fans hit up my Instagram, Vasair 2090. Make sure you blast that out for me.
Yeah, man. Definitely hit up Vast. Very amazing artist. Especially if you want to keep in contact with what he's got coming. And I mean, even if you're a dope MC and you want to reach out and see if maybe he'll work with you. I mean, he's there. You know what I'm saying? But let's
Oh
talk
yeah,
about
I'm reachable. I'm reachable. I'm reachable and touchable, and
yeah, man. Are you still out in Ohio, or did you move back to New York?
yeah, I'm in Ohio. I've been in Ohio for like 4 years now. I'm in Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the team. Shout out to Natty. Shout out to my team in Columbus holding it down. Word up. Big Metro, copyright, holding it down. D LaRue. Yeah, man. I'm in the Natty holding it down. It's been a few years. I got mad family out here.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, I mean, last time I seen you was at the Overcast joint.
That's the last time we saw each other.
Yep. And my girl, man, my girl appreciates you hooking him up with a shirt. She still rocks that shit.
Oh, much love. Much love. Yeah, man. Come on, man. Y'all come out, y'all rap. You had a great show that night.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Let's get into this Metal Ox joint, this Can Ox record.
Word up.
This joint.
This is new Can Ox, celebrating the Metal Ox, also celebrating 20 years of Cold Vein. So, enough said.
Yeah, the intro don't get no better than that. We're going to play it right here. Pick Apart the Passion podcast.
Cannibal Ox. Life's ill, but it's iller when your mama dies. She returned to the essence beyond the skies. You ever been mad before? Please miss me with your bullshit. I am not your matador. I grew up in the illest hoods, where dudes don't talk, but they face say I wish you would. I'm like Malik Dawood, cause I can talk to these birds. And you wish you could. I got 700. You think that's abundant? Never mind. I'm about to add 300, cause we the Moors in 300 who defeated the Romans, sat back and then got blunted. The truth I will never covet. And when it comes to this mic, we never fronted. I was reborn in hell. Then I came back to the surface with this acapella.
Wise as a scholar be, gaining independence from the freedom of colonies. Now in streams bound for means. Ever since a kid got in the problems with police, came out of Belize, hailing the Grand on the path within the Manhattan scene. Driving, thought to slow up and decided to hit the gas, moving fast like cheaters. Spinning tires, peeled off the scene, hard pounding.
Cypher unknown, my blade is not lethargic. Metal Gear V, liquid gas and solid. Sniper Wolf was another wuss, we tapped in secret. She was my decoy octopus. Yeah, I'm 007, I'm like Sean Connery, sipping wine in heaven. And this ain't even my genesis, I come from Shabazz, the one who flew on the Pegasus. To slay the dragon, the unicorn died and the earth was saddened. Yet the sun consulted her and drew up her water to set up the new order. I was taught by the Mach D, I'm flawless. I raise the dumb, deaf and the blind, the lawless. Cannibal Ox is the rawest. That's why it took 25,000 years to record this.
Wise as a scholar be, gaining independence from the freedom of colonies. Now in streams bound for means. Ever since a kid got in the problems with police, came out of Belize, hailing the Grand on the path within the Manhattan scene. Driving, thought to slow up and decided to hit the gas, moving fast like cheaters. Spinning tires, peeled off the scene, hard pounding.
Year of the Metal Ox. Year of the Metal Ox. Crimson Cards. Yo, Cosmic, I see you. Then I came back. 25,000 years to record this.
Wise as a scholar be, gaining independence from the freedom of colonies. Now in streams bound for means. Ever since a kid got in the problems with police, came out of Belize, hailing the Grand on the path within the Manhattan scene. Driving, thought to slow up and decided to hit the gas, moving fast like cheaters. Spinning tires, peeled off the scene, hard pounding.
Man, I mean, come on, man. That's amazing.
That's some real, that's what we do. That's how we get down, yo. And there's so many layers to that even for the trained hip hopper, you can sit with that for a year and keep finding new stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the beauty of our music. It's very dense. Something that is 3 minutes and some seconds can be amazingly dense.
Oh
And
yeah.
I love that we can sneak so many messages and so many truths about everyday life in a few minutes.
Yeah,
It's
man.
very you know, liberating, you know, as an artist. So shout out to the team, Crimson Guards, IGC Records. We working hard, man. Shout out to Cosmic, you know what I mean? Shout out to V Mega. Shout out to Kenyatta Black and my man Double AB. We working hard, man. Shout out to the extended team, Ireals. You know what it is. Salvador, you know what it is. We getting it. You know, everybody's working hard. You know, shout out to my man Theo Sin on the mix. You know what I mean?
Oh, it sounds amazing. Sounds really good.
Shout out to my man Marcus, another one of my engineers, Sewell. Shout out to Sewell. We're all working hard from mixing, mastering, artwork, everything. We don't play. And if you think it's a game over here, you sadly mistaken. You know what I
Who
mean?
who
The
who did
music.
who did that artwork, by the way?
Oh, this artwork right here.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
This artwork was done by well, first it was penciled by the great Natalie from France.
Hmm.
I took the pencil and gave it to my man Salvador. You know what I mean? And he did the digital work. Then we took all of this and gave it to my man Dub Ecoms, and he has a great t-shirt company in Florida.
Hmm.
So all of these shirts are being made directly from his company in Florida. So I can hit you with those links also.
Yeah, yeah. Hit me with it. Hit me with it.
Yeah.
I want to rock one at a show. I want to know that when we link up on another joint and we do a video, I'm gonna be rocking the Canuck shirt when I do my
Yo,
verse. You know what I'm saying?
it's legendary. It's great quality. They come in purple. You know what I mean? The vinyl, the first run of the vinyl is gonna be limited purple.
Mm.
All right. So it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. You know, it's a movement. It's a definite movement right now.
Yeah, man. This is amazing having you on here, man. You know, much respect to you.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, we'll definitely do it again. You know what I mean? You know, I'm working right now. I'm waiting on the videos. We did a few videos. We just waiting on the edits right now.
mm, okay. Yeah,
So
maybe.
yeah, it's
Yeah, I
about
mean,
to get real interesting. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, maybe after one of the Ox records drops, maybe you can make it happen, and I could get you and Vordo on here. We could talk about those records, like the record after it drops. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, definitely, man. I'm always down to come through. You know what I mean? Mega, we'll see. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
iffy.
you know,
You
if
know
we
what I
can make it
mean?
happen, cool. If not, you know, me and you will talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. You know what it is. We set it up.
Yeah, man. Let's play this other joint, this raspberry jelly.
Yeah, let's get that in, yo, because you know it's an important joint. It's a powerful joint. I want to say shout out to everybody that's been surviving and coping. I know it's been a crazy year for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my family. I lost my parents 2 weeks apart. My mom's birthday is tomorrow, and my father's birthday is actually in 10 days from hers. So, yeah, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to my parents, to my family. It was crazy. My dad was fighting cancer, and my mom had a stroke. And right as that happened, then the COVID hit, and it started shutting everything down. It was crazy.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, if anybody knows how crazy it was me. So I just want to send a shout out to the fans that showed love, that follow me on my social media. Much love. A lot of y'all sent a lot of real good letters, and it you know, it definitely it touched me. You know what I mean? So respect to the real fans, and just know that we're in the lab cooking up that marvelous. We doing what we do. And here's raspberry jelly. This is just a taste.
Yeah, man. Blessings to you and the family, man. Let's get into this.
As the day turns, the page burns behind us. Yesterday's written chronicle, going through it psychologically, trying to keep microphones in the stash and spit poems in the mask. More paper than the animation cell lab, reanimated through rehabilitating situations, sitting and waiting to spit innovative, with a presence gifted and amazing like Spider-Man, with more adventures getting higher than him, inspired when surviving out of the frying pan, plying the grip from cribs made out of popsicle sticks, playing hopscotch on the brick, pocket full of small ziplocs to the piffin spots with big wigs, parking popular whips, kids watching them stare, vision is clear to their parents, adjusted like rearview mirrors in reflection, rocking a necklace, cities under surveillance, big helicopters in the sky looking like Airwolf. On the ground level, geared up in marmals and goggles, maneuvering like orcas through the cold, pedaling the mongoose, insane chronological in multiple velocity, Polly and Posse beats sonically through monitor speaks. Shorty in the raspberry jellies on the strip with bad fairies, raspberry jelly whips in the seats is Burberry, raspberry jelly kicks where we dip and flip sailors, raspberry jelly on the strip with mad fairies, raspberry whips and Cadbury.
I am not your Negro, I'm Othello. My father is God, my mother is Barbello. Yeah, we run these streets like good fellows. I know chickens who never have step in stilettos. So I say hello, then I wave my pigeon wing that shines like raspberry yellow. I'm a hard act to follow. At full throttle, we slide in whips, that's raspberry jello. Snatch arrows and bullets, all of the above. You're stupid, Cupid, there is no love. The fire hydrant broke, I walked on water. The ghetto Christ with the aura of the dove. I'm like Aquaman, you know I got my mom's trident. And when I swing poppies, you're gonna go hiding. Stop crying, there's no denying. Once I scream Phoenix, everybody's dying.
Shorty in the raspberry jellies on the strip with bad fairies, raspberry jelly whips in the seats is Burberry, raspberry jelly kicks where we dip and flip sailors, raspberry jelly on the strip with mad fairies, raspberry whips and Cadbury.
Raspberry jelly, I caught shorty rapping on the Blackberry Celly with the black Perry Ellis and the fat derriere that's ready for tapping back at the telly. I threw shorty's math in the celly and slid my ass back in the deli to order my pastrami on Rye Peach Snapper in a Philly. But the deli line was backed up heavy and I happened to be very late for mad runs already, so I backed up steadily. Then I accidentally brushed into the arm of this cat who was ahead of me. I said sorry brother, but this cat wasn't hearing me. Started talking brash, mad fast, tried to yell at me. I tried to act friendly, he acted like an enemy. Pulled the blade out, I thought perhaps it's the end of me. So without a thought I just grabbed grabbed him by his echo sleeve and shoved his hand back into his own chest swiftly. He froze there stiffly and grabbed at his belly, checking if the wound where I stabbed him was heavy. I murked out just as he collapsed in the deli, chest pulsating raspberry jelly.
Yeah, man. That's an amazing joint right there. That
As the day turns, the page burns behind us. Yesterday's written chronicle, going through it psychologically, trying to keep my
there we
Shout out to Dub Sonata on the boards. He, we've worked with him before throughout the years, and he just came through hard on that beat. So,
and I mean, again, I mean, it sounds amazing. Like the mix of it and everything sounds amazing. That beat, the beat sounds great. Like,
yeah, man, we not playing. Like, this is what we do. This is what we do, man. And I don't expect a person to like everything I make. But if you think I'm gonna put out trash, you're out of your mind.
Talk to him, man. Talk to him.
You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Like, look at the quality of this single alone. You know what I mean? Look at the quality of everything you played tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So if that doesn't show you, they not playing over there, I need to go add these to my playlist and keep my ear up, because they not playing. Definitely add those to your playlist. They're on Spotify. They're on YouTube. They're everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Definitely go out and get that.
Support the movement, man. Support everything that's Vast Aire, aka Cannibal Ox. We not playing right now. You know what I mean? It's a lot of music coming, and yeah, that's just the tip of the iceberg, my brother. So, plenty of singles and projects to drop. We will be talking. I will be back.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear him, man. I can't wait to talk about him. So let's take him out on let's do a throwback. Let's do a throwback. I'm gonna play this this joint that me and you did.
Yeah.
MC's Blueprint. NASA produced it. I put this out on a record way back, actually in 2010. Whoa. I put this out on a record. And
shout out to NASA.
Yeah, man. So this is MC's Blueprint, Denku, Vast. Man, I mean, I bumped this on a regular, and I'm telling you, when I listen to this joint, it's like, I know you're a busy dude. I'm a busy dude. We got to come back and formulate something, man, in the near. I'm just saying. And if we do that, it's like I told you last time in person. If we do another joint, we got to do a visual for it. It's just it has to happen. But
I'm down. You will build. You know what I mean? I'm down.
Yeah, man. Here we go. MC's Blueprint.
You'll have no friends with you. Stupid, I'm a cannibal. I chew on bone gristle. You got a gun, I got a missile. There's no need for bullets, just like the ground hits you. Rip through, air pocket, shift through. Poisonous gases will definitely seep through. The needle is lethal, but this ain't Danny and Mel, it's Vass and Denku. And that ain't a butterfly, it's more like a Ginsu. A real dude is solid, you're more like see-through. You've got some nerve.
Travel from the dark alleys with the Blair Witch swordfish. Steal minds from the populace. Then go in vastiness. How can you toy with this? Rattle the beat effortless. Toggle with the measurements. Paint perfected canvases. Hobble from the dark alleys with the Blair Witch swordfish. Steal minds from the populace. Then go in vastiness. How can you toy with this? Rattle the beat effortless. Toggle with the measurements. Paint perfected canvases. Denku skates on light years with eon sun rays. Virtual decay climaxes to your orgasm cliche. Finger puppet humans flip birds to acrobatic curses. My eye robots programmed to steal rich women purses. Versus scorched valleys of Ela with magma Java. Don't sleep, only snooze part-time to work the insomnia. I kick styles to the foot soldier with ninjutsu karma. My raps make history in the mummification chamber. Wacky walkers turn sweet tooth, twister metal I need to. I turn T2 alloy through liquid that can ski-doo. Then he attack those zoiks like Scooby and his people. Unstable boundaries get attacked from geometric angles. We can't be stopped with hexagons piercing our flesh. Denku and vast mesh like stress and cigarettes. Thoughts stretch before the brain works out to the test. Multiple minds configure choices through filling the blank steps. Travel from the dark alleys with the Blair Witch swordfish. Steal minds from the populace. Denku and vastiness. How can you toy with this? Rattle the beat effortless. Toggle with the measurements. Paint perfected canvases. Hobble from the dark alleys with the Blair Witch swordfish.
Man, come on, man. That, and you know what's crazy is I think we recorded that. I put that out in 2010, but I think we recorded that shit in either 08 or 09.
Yeah, it's an 08, 08-ish joint. Definitely.
Yeah, man.
That's a classic. That's a classic. And it's going to be new to a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, man, it's been a blessing having you on here. I salute you. And I look forward to new Can Ox records. I look forward to new Vast verses. Everything, man.
Yo, we working, man. Look out for the new singles. I'm waiting on Metal Ox. It's being produced right now. COVID has a lot of stuff backed up, but it's being produced. Soon as that comes in, I'm gonna have other orders going out. So it's beautiful. It's a beautiful time right now for the music. You know, stuff is starting to open back up. You know, hopefully 2022, it'll be a more open, you know, commerce again with music, and we'll be running around again.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Hopefully that all works, man, because I would love to have you come out here. I actually heard somebody told me a story before we get up out of here. Someone told me a story a long time ago. They booked you in Milwaukee. They booked Can Ox early around Cold Vein time in Milwaukee. And I wasn't at that. I didn't know about that happening, but he told me that he booked it. And I don't think y'all been back here ever since then. Have y'all played Milwaukee since then?
Man.
Probably not.
You know, it'll be amazing to get another show there after all this time. We did hit that up early, you know, 2001, 2002, 2003. But I don't remember. I would have to look at a couple of flyers from the last big tours we did in the States.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. The states ain't trying to book real hip hop shit on like a, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely hard to make some things really happen. Yeah, I feel like overseas is probably the better move.
I mean, you know, both both sides are gonna be opening up. So I'm gonna be working hard on both sides. You know.
Yeah, man. I feel you. Well, on that, like I said, man, it's been a blessing having you on here. I'm gonna let you get on with your night. Let me do this this little outro. And
Yo, much love to you, and we'll definitely do it again. I have a bunch of singles coming, videos. I'll keep you up to date with links, and we'll build on the music and all.
yeah, definitely, man. Definitely look forward to all that. Like I said, I'm your host, Tayamu Denku. We've had the amazing, vast air of Cannibal Ox on here tonight. It's been a beautiful thing to discuss some of his new music, new Can Ox. I can't wait for it to come out, everybody. I'm telling you, it sounds like it's going to be amazing. This has been brought to you by Cypher Dem Music, Jab Kai Media. Shouts out to my dude Rambunctious, the creator of Pick Apart the Passion podcast, where it's best to pick apart yourself to get to your passion. And like my homie Ram's father said, I'm going to leave you with this quote. Is it better to be nice or kind?
Whoa.
And y'all stay with that, man. And Vass, it's been a blessing, man. Appreciate you to the fullest.
Much love, fam.